Hey everyone, welcome back to my Loom kitchen, and today I'll be showing you how to make the mini version of my Pina Colada. Of course, it doesn't have to be a Pina Colada, it could be any other drink in a mini hurricane glass. This is pretty simple to make. If you click the link below this video, it should take you to the recipe page where I listed down the number of bands needed for this creation, as well as the colors I used. So check that out, come back, and let's begin. Let's start with the garnish portion, and you'll only be needing 3 pieces of red for your cherry, 1 clear band, and 5 green bands for the leaf. Now you take your hook, crochet hook or a loom hook, take 1 green band, wrap it around your hook 3 times, another green band, double it onto itself, pull that through, pull it through but only keep one end on your hook. Now take another green band, double it again, and pull that through that end that's on your hook. Now take the other side. Now you take the other end of that first band we pulled through and place it on your hook. Now we're going to take another green band, double it, and you're going to pull it through just the first 2 rounds on your hook. Don't touch that back 4. And you take your last green band, double it again, and you're going to pull that through all the rounds on your hook. Now with the 4 rounds on your hook, pull the first 2 closest to your hook end, pull it through the back 2. Now you have your little leaf, and just keep that on your hook. Now you take your 3 red bands, wrap it around your hook twice, now you take your single clear band, and you're going to pull that through the red band and green band. Then with the 2 rounds left on your hook, place that first round that's closer to your hook, pull it through the back like a slip knot. Just leave it on your hook temporarily and we'll get back to this later. We'll be using our regular loom. If you could remove your center row and have your remaining 2 rows facing on opposite directions. My front row is facing to the right and my back row is facing to the left. We will be working on a total of 10 pegs, so that's just 5 pegs on each side. Now I'll take 2 bands, another 2, and we're going to place a cap band here. Since I'm using jelly bands, I'm only going to use 1 since it's stretchier, but you could use 2 if your bands aren't as stretchy. I'll place your hook through and just loop it up. Now we're going to pick up that end and we're just going to transfer it here to the other side. Place it down. This is our 5th peg, so we're going to fill up these 5 pegs. Take another 2. And pick up your cap band, lay down another 2. Now place that cap band back. Just loop it up. Take that end. Bring it to the other side, beside the first set we lay down. So pick up that center cap band. Lay 2 sets of bands again. Put your cap band back on. Pick it up. Let's bring it to the other side. Just continue doing that method. You have 2 more pegs to go for the opposite side. If you don't want to lift that cap band up, you just get your 2 bands and pull it through. And let's put it on the last peg. Now you can lift that band off. Take another 2. We're finished with this side. Let's fill up this side now. 2 more bands. Place your cap band back. Loop it up. I'm just going to remove that center cap band. Now you can just move this to this end so you can still work using the pegs. I'll take 2 bands, put it down here. And I don't want to stretch out my cap band, my center cap band, so I'm just going to pull 2 bands through that center. Place one end here on those 2 bands you just laid out, and then loop it onto itself. And just loop that last pair. And we can transfer this here. Another 2. I'm not going to stretch my center cap band again, so I'm just going to pull 2 bands through. This one end here. Loop it onto itself and loop that last. Transfer it here. So 2 more pegs to go. The last peg, I'm just going to pull 2 bands to the center. Take another 2 bands and pull it through and place it on that last peg. So that's your starting point. You're on 10 pegs, and from the center you have 2 pairs of 2 bands on each peg coming from the center cap band. Now we're going to do 1 round of double bands on these 10 pegs, and if you could lay the bands out on the top and the bottom first before the sides. Now we're just going to lift all the lower 4 bands up and over on each peg. So after 1 round on the 10 pegs, we're going to decrease now to 8 pegs. So on this lower right peg, if you laid your bands down with the sides last, the upper 2 bands should be this pair of bands here. So you just pick that up and bring it here. And take the lower pair, bring it there. Let's do the same here. Upper 2 bands are these bands here. Pick it up, bring it here. Lower one, bring it back there. We're going to lay double bands again. Now we're going to lift all the lower bands up. On the corner 4 pegs, there should be 6 bands that go up and over. And all the other pegs, you'll be only lifting the lower 4 bands. So let's repeat that. Second round on 8 pegs. Lift the bands up and over. One last round, 2 bands. Lay your side bands last. Lift all the lower 4 bands up and over again. We're now going to increase to 10 pegs. So from the 8, we're going to go back to this peg and we're going to take the top 2 bands, which should be these bands. And we're going to bring it back here to this side. Let's do the same here. Top 2 bands, bring it there. Now double bands again on these 10 pegs. So in the first round on these 10 pegs, the outer pegs here, you'll only be lifting 2 bands up and over, as well as this peg and this peg. And the rest will have 4 bands to lift up and over. Same on the other side. So that was round 1 on 10 pegs. It's the second round. Now we're going to lift all the lower 4 bands up and over on each peg. So we're finishing up the second round on the 10 pegs, and we're going to need 4 more rounds on these 10 pegs. If you could pause your video and finish up 4 more rounds after you finish off this second round. So we'll have a total of 6 rounds on the 10 pegs. Unpause when you're done and we'll resume from there. After finishing up the total of 6 rounds on the 10 pegs, so your creation should look this way, and it's going down a bit. So I'm going to push it up, but just be careful not to pull it off your loom. Before we continue with the body portion of our cocktail, we're going to finish off our rim first. If you look at the top portion, there's like a chain that goes around that center starburst. It's a chain of 10. So we're going to take single clear band. First, you're going to enter the first chain. I'm just going to take the top part, take a single band, pull it through, and create a slip knot. Now you're going to go back through that same chain. Take another single band, single glass band, pull it through. So there are 3 loops on your hook. Now the loop closest to your hook end, you're going to pull that through the back 2. And you're going to go to the next chain. Another single band, pull it through. Now you're going to pull that loop closest to your hook, pull it through the back 2. And you're going to go through that same chain again. And place and repeat that process with another single band. So basically you're going to just continue doing this on all the 10 chains, and you're going to have to go through that chain twice. Okay, we're done with the last chain, and we just need to go through the first one again where we started. Now take your little garnish with your clear band, and you're going to pull that clear band through. Pull that clear band through that first chain and through that band that was left on your hook. So you have your clear band here. Hope you can see it. Now you're just going to place it over that garnish to lock it in. So we're done with our rim portion. So let's finish off the rest of our glass. From the 10 pegs, we're going to go down to 8 pegs. So from this peg, the upper 2 bands, again, should be these bands here, if you laid your sides down last. Lift it and bring it here. Peg the side, lower 2 goes back here. Just do the same here. Upper 2 bands, lower 2. So on 8 pegs, we're going to do double bands. Then we lift the bands up and over. The corner peg should have 6 bands to lift up and over, while the rest of the pegs should have 4. So after that one round on your 8 pegs, we're now going to decrease to 6 pegs. So on this extended peg, take the upper 2 bands, which should be the pair of bands on the side. Bring it here. Lower pair, row opposite. Let's repeat that. Upper 2 bands, and the lower goes the opposite side. So on 6 pegs, we're going to do 2 rounds. We're going to do double bands on the 6 pegs. Now we're going to lift the lower bands up and over. The corner peg should have 6 bands, while the center peg should only have 4 to lift up. Okay, just one last round on the 6 pegs, but this time we're doing single bands. Now just lift all the lower 4 bands up and over. And you're left with only 2 rounds on each peg. So to close this, we're going to start on this peg, but first we go to the one across. Put your hook through and pick up the lower band of the 2 from inside, and bring that up and over here to your starting peg. Now your starting peg, put your hook through, push back those upper 2 bands, pick up the lowest band, move it forward. Put your hook through, pick up the lowest band, move it forward. Hook through, lowest band, let's move it to the next peg. Hook through, lowest band, move it forward. Hook through, lowest band, move it forward. The second to the last peg should only have 1 band, and bring that to your starting peg. Now place your hook through, put a single band through, and tie that off in a slip knot. You can help it off a loom. So your glass should look this way, and you can hide your little tail if you want. Just grab your hook and hide it inside. Now for the base of your glass, if you look at the lower part of your glass, there are 6 ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is where we're going to insert our hook to place our base. So this time you're going to place your hook through the first ridge, and you're going to get 2 glass bands. Pull that through and create a slip knot. But we're not going to go through each ridge twice, just once. So you go through the next one, take another 2 bands, pull it through, so you have 3 pairs of bands on your hook, or 6 rounds. Now the first 2 closest to your hook end, you're going to pull those 2 through the back 4. Then we go to the next ridge. We're only going to go through each ridge once. Pull another 2 bands through, then pull those front 2 through the back 4. And the next one. Pull 2 bands through. And the next. In process. This is the last ridge. Pull 2 bands through. 6 rounds on your hook. The first 2 go through the back 4. So we're back at our starting point. Now you're just going to place your hook through that first ridge. Take a single band. Pull it through that ridge and pull it through the bands left on your hook and create a slip knot. Now it's the first round for the base. So you have a chain of 6 on your base. Now with that last single slip knot, you're going to go through that first chain. And when you go through that first chain, you're just going to take the outer 2 bands of that chain. Now we're going to do single bands. And you're going to take a single band and you're going to pull it through that chain as well as that last slip knot you created on your hook, and you're going to make another slip knot. So you're going to go back through that first chain, single band, pull it through, 3 rounds on your hook. Now that first round closest to your hook end goes through those back 2. With the 6 chains under, we're going to go through each chain twice. So we're done with 2 on the first. Now let's go to the second. The outer portion of the chain, put your hook through, single glass band, pull it through. Now 3 rounds on your hook. The closest to your hook round on your hook goes through this back 2. Now go through that chain again. It's pretty much like what we did for the rim. Back 2. So we're done with that chain. Let's go to the third chain, single band, pull through, pull the one closest to the hook through the back 2, go back through that chain again, same chain, single band, pull through, pull that front through the back 2. Let's go to the next chain. Go through it again. Let's go through our 5th chain. And our 6th chain, single band, go through the 6th chain again, and that's it. Now to close this, just going to go back through that first one, take a single band, pull it through, and create a slip knot. You can just hide that tail inside or the other bands. Just going to hide it here. Shape it up a bit, and that's it. So I hope you like it. Enjoy your mini cocktails in hurricane glass.